everyone. Today I'll show you how to make the lightning pattern with finger weaving. I just did a very small little sample just so that I could show how this was done. So I just want to let you know that I am recording this on a flat surface so that I could hopefully show you better how this is done, because I can't seem to get the camera close enough to my work when I'm doing it in a hanging position. So when you're trying it, it would be much better if you hang it from somewhere so that your strings are dangling, and then it'll be much easier for you to do the weft change or the interlocking changes. And but anyways, I hope this recording will help you understand how to achieve this. And again, I do want to point out that at this stage, it is not about the actual weaving, finger weaving technique. It is about learning how to make this pattern. So you will, once you learn how to do the pattern, your finger weaving technique will change with that. All right, let's get started. Okay, so I want to demonstrate how to do the lightning pattern here. And I found this one really hard for me to learn. I was watching someone else's YouTube video, and I also had the book here. Which book was I using? The Finger Weaving Basics. And I was trying to use the lightning pattern instructions, and it was just, it found it really confusing. But luckily I found this one person's video who doesn't have any talking in it, just watching, and I've watched it so many times. Wool, and when I first started I was trying with the thicker wool, and it was really hard to see what you were doing. I've done this little bit here, which is, I'm back to the starting position now, which was where the yellows are all in the middle here. And I think I'm missing oh no, I'm not, they're just mixed up here. Okay, so I have 10 red on the outer edge, 12 yellow, and then 10 red. And when it's divided, you end up with 5 red, 6 yellow, and 5 red on each level. And so this one is doing the weft. You go from left to right for the weft strands. The only thing is, I don't like weaving from left to right, so I figured out how to do it from right to left, even though I'm still doing the weft strands from left to right. So I'm just gonna show you what I'm doing. So when you start, because this was another confusing part for me, was they always said to take the leftmost strand. So anyways, this particular one, you always take the left from the bottom, okay? And then you pull it through in between, and what you're looking for is you're gonna divide your center lightning color. So you're going to have 3 and 3 like this, and you're going to interlock with, you're in the middle here, you're going to take the left string to the middle. Okay, so I'm just going to put this down so I can show this a little bit easier. So I pulled this weft strand through here, and it's going to come and wrap over like this, and I'm going to put this with my top bundle. And then this becomes the new weft strand now. And then you're going to go over to the red section here on the top, and you're going to pick the same number over. So I picked the 3rd yellow, and so now I'm going to do the 3rd red. Okay, and then I'm going to interlock it there. I'm going to put this in with my top bundle. Okay, and then this one just continues on through the middle, and I'm just gonna leave it up near the top here somewhere, okay? Now, on the videos I watched, they then weaved back and forth from this side. I want to do it from this side because, I don't know, it's just somehow easier for me. So, I know I'm in a different position now, but I had some problems with my recording. So, I have now returned to the starting position twice. So now I'm a little bit farther than I was when I first started. So now I've got two full rounds done, and I'm just gonna go over where I just was, so you can see it one more time. I know, like I said, I watched videos over and over and over again to figure this out. So again, we are starting with the left under, like I call it the bottom thread. I'm going to go to the very middle of the lightning bolt pattern here, and that is the third string. Now I've lost my weft here. Okay, there it is. There's my weft. Going to the third left, the middle left string. I'm putting this up in the top. This is coming through to the third red and interlocking it. I'm going to put this with my top bundle, and then the interlock, or the weft, is going to go up there. Okay. Now, this is where you didn't get to see. We are going to, I am going to do it from right to left. You can do it from left to right, but it's more natural for me to do it this way. So I start with the top thread, and I'm going to scissor it. This is my method. These two fingers are my scissors, and then these two fingers become my scissors. These two become my pinch, and my scissors are for the top row, my pinch is for the bottom row. So I'm going to scissor and then pinch the bottom one, scissor the top, pinch the bottom, and I'm going to keep doing this. And if you notice that right now I'm at the one that was interlocked, and that interlocked one is becoming the back thread now. Okay, so then I back to scissor, pinch, scissor, pinch, scissor, pinch, scissor, pinch, scissor, pinch, scissor, and now I'm back to the interlocked one. You can see right here, and that's going to turn into a scissor, which is the bottom, and then I pinch, scissor, pinch, scissor, pinch, scissor, pinch, scissor, pinch, scissor, pinch, scissor, pinch. This one becomes scissor at the back. This one over here joins the front, and then you're going to pull, and you're always going to find there'll be like a couple that are sticking up, and that's usually the interlocked one. So what you have to do is go over to where that was a weft and find that string underneath here, and you have to pull on it quite hard, and you'll see that that one now has gone down. This one here you're going to want to pull, and you know, just pull any that you see that are still sticking up a bit too much. So now we're going to start the second pass, and if you notice, we still have 6 threads in the middle. So it's going to be the exact same repeat that we just did. So you're going to take your bottom left, go to the middle of the yellows, interlock it with the left to the middle, bring it through to the third red. This one gets interlocked, and then this one goes through, and we'll just put it up there, okay? And then we're going to reverse the shed again. So I'm going to start with the top with my scissor pinch. And what I want to point out, because this got me so many times I have to undo and redo, is sometimes I get focused on looking down here, scissor, and picking which ones I want to pick up, but they do sometimes get a little bit mixed up. So I found it's actually better to look up here, like above where this string is, because then you can see exactly which string is next. And you have to make sure that you're picking up the correct strings. And start here again because I got mixed up. Okay, so scissor, pinch, scissor, pinch. Now I can see scissor, and this is the next one, pinch. And now you're like, you might get a little confused here, but there's the interlocked one, and you can see that if you look up to what it used to be, which was the red one, before we interlocked it, you can see that that red one is the next one. So that is going scissor and then pinching the bottom, and then we're going to scissor, pinch, scissor, pinch, and now I'm here again, and I want to make sure I'm picking the right one. So if I look up here, I last did this one, then it's going to be this one because you're following the pattern. I'll try and zoom up on this. Okay, scissor, and see right now, if I was to take this, that's wrong because there's one hiding underneath it. So that's why I always keep my eye up here now, because I messed up on this so many times. Okay, this one's coming up. Okay, scissor, and then this one's next. Pinch, scissor, pinch. Now I'm at the interlocked one, and the interlocked one is always going to be one over from the previous one. So that was the last interlocked one, and here's the one we're just doing now. It's going to go to the back, and then pinch, scissor, pinch, scissor, pinch, scissor, pinch, scissor, pinch, scissor, pinch, and this one will go to the back. And if you get to the end and this one is not going to the back, then you may have to undo and do the row again because you messed up somewhere. And trust me, I've had to do that. Okay, so you can see here again, we've got some that are sticking up, even though we did this tightening here. So this one's going to be one of the side strings, the one that's sticking up. There we go. And then this looks pretty good actually, but I am still going to find which one is the one to pull here. And it looks like it's going to be this one. There we go. So it's this one over here. That was another interlocked one, and if I pull it, it helps to hide this guy here because we want the reds to show up right now, not too much of that yellow there. Okay. All right, now for the next round, if you notice, now we have a red in the middle of the reds. I mean, a red in the middle of the yellows. So it's actually going to be different this time. You're still taking the left. Is that the bottom one? Yeah, the left from the bottom. And you're just going to the 2 yellow section here. And so you're no longer going to the 3rd yellow. Now we're at 2 yellow. You're going to wrap it around there. Okay, it interlocks on the 2nd yellow, and then you go through to the 2nd red group. So here's the 2 reds. It's going to interlock right there. Okay, and then go through there. Okay, and then you're going to reverse the shed. Scissor, pinch, scissor, pinch, scissor, pinch, scissor, pinch. And you see right here, this kind of was showing there, and I was almost going to pick it up. But if I look up here, I see that actually the interlocking one here is the next string. So we're going to go back, and then this one becomes a pinch, scissor, pinch, scissor, pinch. Okay, now I gotta see what's happening here because these look a bit tangled. Okay, there we go. Okay, scissor, pinch. Now we're back to the interlocked one, and you can see that it's one over from the previous one. And that goes as a scissor, pinch, scissor, pinch, scissor, pinch, scissor, pinch, scissor, pinch, scissor, and there. Okay, so that's all there is to it. And like I said, you just gotta try to tighten these strings that are sticking out. And I think I need to find that yellow one again. Okay, so the next time, again, you still have 2 yellows. So you're gonna do the exact same thing. The round after that, you're only gonna have the 1 yellow. And this other yellow from the bottom will come up, and you'll do that yellow, and then you'll be back to the starting position again. And that's all there is to it. You just keep going until you get back to starting position, and then you go again, and you'll be forming this lightning bolt. Stay tuned because I am going to be doing a combination of a lightning bolt and arrowhead in much more detail so you can see each row. Thanks for watching, everyone.